we've been running our agency Unorthodox for around 3 years now. And in that time, we've worked with well over 100 clients and landed them in pretty much every single way that you can possibly think of. Right now, we help service businesses build sales and marketing systems utilizing AI and automations to remove them from that part of their business. We work with 5 clients per month, and right now, as I'm filming this video, we make 6 figures each month in new revenue. Now, I don't say that to brag. I actually say that to give you the confidence in knowing that what I'm about to tell you is actually backed by data and experience. I'm not just some kid who chucked up a YouTube video hoping to trick you to sell you a course. I have nothing to sell you. There is literally zero. If you are just starting out and you are beginning your agency, this information isn't because I want to sell you into a course. It's just to give you value and to help you out, hopefully allowing you to get to the point where you could then turn into one of our clients. Now, in the last 3 years, it has not been easy, and the next 12 months will likely be the very same, but the position that we're in now is because of the lessons that I'll be sharing with you today. In a completely raw, uncut, hopefully with not much editing, where I promise to hold nothing back. I want to reveal absolutely everything that I know and hopefully help you guys use this information to take it forward in your own business. I'm also going to timestamp all of these individual points so you can flick through and go through them, but actually take the time, listen to me, hear me out, take the advice on board. Maybe go for a jog or a walk whilst you listen to me. You don't have to look at my beautiful face. You can just listen to my voice. I'm also going to skip through these, so I'm going to get through them pretty quickly. So make sure you listen to every single one. Number one is understanding your audience. When I first started, I didn't really know who I was speaking to. I didn't know who I wanted to work with. I didn't know what pain they was in, what goals they had. And this meant that my offer was always messy and didn't really make sense to anyone. A lot of you guys right now, if you're running a business, this is something that you need to go back onto and focus on. If you don't get this right, nothing else inside of your business is going to make sense. You're going to be jumping on sales calls, not really knowing how you can help people. You're going to be working with clients that just ultimately aren't right for the thing that you're offering. Your marketing is just going to be 10 times harder than it needs to be. So regardless of where you are, I see people with 100K per month agencies with the same problem. You need to go back to the beginning and really understand your demographic of client and figure out exactly what they need, what pain they're in, and what goals they have. Once you do that, your landing pages make sense, your ads make sense, the emails you send out make sense, the marketing channels you're focusing on start to make sense, and all in all, your offer is just a killer one that is very easy to convert on, and you actually start making money. Who would have guessed? And like I said, we fell for this. We served absolutely everyone. We were doing new briefs on every single project, new pricing, new team members, new ideas, because we weren't really sure what our offer was or what it even needed to be, because we didn't know who the avatar of client was. Number two, get a good team. A smaller piece of a pie is better than no pie at all, okay? So for you to build and grow and scale your business, this may seem obvious for a lot of people, but some people have this weird mentality where they don't want to bring in team members because one, they think they're the best at what they do, and two, they don't want to share any of the money. But this leaves you in a really tricky spot. You need to divide and conquer. You need to work with someone who complements the skill sets that you lack. For me, I'm terrible at admin. I am not good at it. That is not my skill set. I'm great at jumping on here, filming videos, driving traffic to whatever offer we have, landing clients, getting on sales calls. That's my forte. That's what I enjoy. But when it comes to admin, when it comes to general management inside of the business with numbers, that is not me. But Mark is my co-founder, and he perfectly aligns with the stuff that I'm not good at, and vice versa. I don't mind splitting my income with Mark because I know that he carries half of the business. A lot of you guys that are jumping into business with your best friends just for the sake of it, it's not going to work out because your best friend probably doesn't have complementary skills to you. He's just your best friend. It is much easier to go further with more people. We are actively looking at hiring inside of Unorthodox, all different types of roles. If you are interested, leave a comment down below and we can have a chat. But you need to be hiring a team. You do not want to be doing all the work. If you want to scale, you need to have people to do the work for you. Number three, don't believe what you watch online. There is no new best thing. IPGA, even AIAA, SMMA, it's all the same. It is literally all just the agency model. You are a service-based business who helps your clients achieve a certain result. Everyone is preaching about the new best thing, IPGA, AIAA, even I did this. I'm very sorry. The agency model is all the same. The process of getting clients is the same. The process of managing the day-to-day and hiring in team members is all the same. The only thing that changes is what you actually deliver to your clients. That is it. So if you're sat here online and you're watching these new videos and you're getting this shiny object when things get hard, where you're like, this business model doesn't work, I'm going to move to an IPGA or a growth agency. It doesn't even exist. It's not real. It's easy to do. You see this new shiny thing and you want to go to that, but don't get fooled. Stay on track. Focus on what it is you actually want to do and who you want to help, like I said on number one. And then once you've done that, you can then put a name on what your agency actually is once you've realized what you're actually good at and what you can deliver. But just to reiterate, there is no superior model. I know plenty of people that are making millions in every single one of them that you see online. Number four, price properly so that you can actually afford to market your stuff. We used to charge $2,000 per month for unlimited services for our clients, and it was incredibly dumb. And it was dumb for so many reasons. Pricing badly will literally kill your business. It means you have no margin for ads, you have no margin for team, your sanity just deteriorates because you're working like an absolute dog for absolute pennies, and you attract the worst type of clients. You end up working with people that are in a scarcity mindset and they don't want to keep paying you every single month. So what you need to do, again, it goes back to point one, and there's going to be a common theme here, is you need to look at that avatar of client, look at the pain they're in, and then price accordingly to that pain. If you then attract higher quality clients and people that are willing to pay you more money, guess what? They turn out to be better to work with. I've never worked with a $2,000 client per month and been like, that was a pleasure. But our higher ticket clients are perfect. They're smart business owners. They know what they're doing. They know the value that we bring them. And that is the type of client that I want to work with. And that's the type of client that you should want to work with too. Number five, build an audience and do not worry about the views. Some of you watching this video right now, you know what? This video is probably going to get under 1,000 views. And I used to care about that. I used to care about getting 100,000 views on my videos. Now, instead of doing that, I now optimize for creating content for people that actually fit into my ICP, my dream avatar of client. My views are massively down, but money is up. I'm making way more money now with my YouTube channel compared to what I was doing when I was getting hundreds of thousands of views a month. And why is that? It's because the content that I'm creating is targeted at a specific avatar of client, meaning this content is going to be valuable to them, and they are the people that I actually want to work with. My best performing video is a video that has under 1,000 views that I posted recently, and it generated us over $30,000 in new revenue. The videos that I have that have 500,000 views, 100,000 views, I can look back on that and almost always say they made me pretty much nothing. The leads that came through were garbage. It didn't make any sense to the business. It was just great for vanity and getting subscribers, which doesn't pay the bills. Number six, I think this is six, you're going to get distracted a lot. And you really need to be able to focus on the stuff that actually moves the needle and actually allows you to grow your business, right? So you're going to find yourself working, or at least wanting to work on 20 different things a day, and you're going to want to feel productive, and you want to sign off at the end of the day thinking, I did so much work. But when you actually reflect, what you realize is you've been focusing on the wrong stuff. You don't actually know what drives the business forward, and you've been spending all of your time focusing on things that actually don't matter. Retweaking your landing page or your logo, or retweaking sales copy before you even send any traffic to it doesn't matter. So I always take an approach of get traffic first and then build everything around it. So just prove a concept and then get it live as fast as I can. And this is what you need to do too. So you need to analyze what are those 10x tasks for your business, what are actually going to move the needle and drive it forward. In my case, it's content strategy. It's coming up with YouTube ideas. It's creating content on YouTube, posting on LinkedIn, working on our offer, making sure that I'm creating ads, running the ads. You need to hand off all the tasks that don't move the needle, park them to one side and focus on the things that actually are going to help you, which is probably going to be reaching out to leads, 2, creating content, and 3, jumping on sales calls. I guess that's pretty much it. Maybe building out your actual offer. And then of course, service delivery, making that higher quality. But those are pretty much the only things you need to focus on. Everything else is a distraction. And if you don't think it is, then you're an idiot. I've lost the numbers now, but this next one is the secret sauce is do the work well enough for long enough. Most people in the online business space have an attention span of a goldfish. They have zero patience. They want to win in the first year because they've seen some 20-year-old Swedish kid who now lives in the mountains or in Dubai, absolutely killing it. And he's claiming he's made millions every single month. And I get it. I get why people feel this way. But I've been doing this for 8 years now. And never once have I thought, next year is going to be the year. Next year is going to be the year. I'm playing the long game. Like this is the process that I enjoy. Like you should love this. You don't want to rush through this. The end result of just having money doesn't mean anything. The fulfillment isn't actually having the business that you've been building for 3 to 10 years. That's the fulfillment. And every single person that I speak to that is doing incredibly well and isn't bullshitting you has been doing the same thing for 7 to 8 years. That's it. That's the secret sauce. You do the same thing. You turn up every single day on that one thing. And guess what? It ends up working if you're not a complete idiot, right? For me, this took me 3 years to figure out. Beginning, I was jumping around all over the place, dropshipping, e-commerce, trying to start an agency here, trying to do something else here. And it was a complete mess. I was super distracted. I had no clear focus. And it took me time to learn the hard way and get smacked in the face over and over and over again until I realized just stick with one thing and stick at it. Okay, so we've been running Unorthodox for 3 years now. It's only now that we're up to 6-figure months. And I'm very confident that in the next couple of years, we'll be able to get that up to 7-figure months. But only because I'm going to focus on just this one thing and I'm not going to deviate, and I'm going to be patient enough to understand that these things take time. The next one is do not trend hop. It resets you every single time. Now, just because it gets hard doesn't mean that you should quit. You just have to realign. Okay, so look at it like this. When a plant starts to die, you don't just take it out and throw it in the bin. You trim back the leaves of that plant that essentially are dying so that that plant can then use all of that energy in growing again. You have to let it grow. You can't just throw something out as soon as it's not working. I see people all the time starting an agency, getting it to 20K per month. They see a shiny object online and then they want to move it completely over to something different. And you already have the skills in doing that thing. You've achieved 20K per month, but all you need to do now is double down and realign your focus. If you listen to this video and actually action what I'm telling you, I promise you it will solve any problems you have around that. So double down if you already have the skill sets. Don't move on to the next thing just because it's getting difficult. That is part of the game. This isn't easy, and this is why the entire population isn't millionaires. It isn't easy. You can't quit just when it starts to get hard. Usually when it gets uncomfortable, when it gets difficult, that is where you're going to find that you're going to learn the most and you're going to be able to really progress in whatever business you have. The next point is free offers equals 3 different businesses. So what do I mean by this? A lot of people have a school community in their coaching offer or their agency, and then they have a coaching offer on the side where they teach you how to build an agency, and then they have an agency as well, and then they have a YouTube channel. And what ends up happening is, I've also fallen for this, by the way, what ends up happening is you fall for this trick of thinking that you need to go out there and do more to make more money. But all that happens is you end up creating these micro businesses that are completely diluted of your attention and your focus, and then none of them work. So I'm going to make a video on this very, very soon, but I had a coaching offer that was doing around $50,000 per month in the first 6 months. I ended up closing it. Why? Because I was distracted. It was taken away from the agency. So whenever I see people that have multiple businesses or multiple offers that they're pushing out, I can almost guarantee you that their business isn't as successful as it could be because they aren't just picking with one and sticking with that one idea. They are splitting their attention. They have multiple teams. They have multiple landing pages, multiple ad accounts, just multiple thoughts rushing through their head every single day. So if that sounds like you and you are on the edge or thinking, maybe I should start selling this too, do not. Just stick to the plan, focus on that one thing, and hold yourself accountable to it. I heard this next point from a friend in Dubai the other day. If you pay peanuts, you will attract monkeys. Okay, I thought this was great. So the idea, I know a lot of people love the idea of VAs, right? They're like, I can just get a VA to do this and I can keep my margins at like 95%. But the reality is, if you hire a VA on a VA salary, then chances are they're only going to be able to do VA level work. And that isn't good when you're trying to build a business and actually grow a business. You need to hire in top talent. You need to hire in smart people. And I'm not saying VAs aren't smart. I'm just saying you can't expect them to be smart or even give a shit about your business when you're trying to pay them $2.50 an hour, okay? So what we did, this one specific team member, we pay him a very, very good salary. And guess what? He's fucking great at what he does. And he knows exactly what his role is in the company. He kills it every single day. And he's made us more money than he costs us every single month because he's super smart and he is a huge addition to the team. When you're first starting out, you've got to look at it like this. Every single hire that you bring on is almost like a percentage of your business. If it's just me and Mark, that's 50-50. The next team member that we would then go on to bring on would essentially be 33% of the company. If we're paying them a good salary, we need them to carry their weight. So you need to start looking at it like this. If you're just bringing in a VA and hoping for the best, like I said, you pay peanuts, you're going to attract monkeys. And no, this isn't me calling VAs monkeys, but you get my point. Set aside a budget for actually hiring good people, and guess what? Your business will grow. Anyway, the next one is what gets measured gets managed. In Unorthodox, we track absolutely everything. It allows us to make smart decisions in our business instead of just guessing. And that could be from understanding how many calls our AI agents book inside of our CRM to what videos on YouTube drive the highest quality traffic through our funnel. This may seem daunting to start with, but the power of tracking everything really shouldn't be overlooked. If you can get a system set up early enough and you can start really trialing out where these different leads are coming from, and you can start to allocate resource to the platforms that are working best for lead generation or videos that are performing the best on YouTube. Do as much as you can. It is going to help you massively, because you can then start to make changes on the good stuff rather than focusing on the shit stuff. Sounds obvious, but most people don't do it. Next step is systems are everything. Now, not so much when you're starting, but to scale, yes. I do recommend though, even if you are just getting started out, you should always be looking at how you can implement systems to remove yourself from doing something manually. Whether that be you signing up to go high level and learning the platform and building these different automations. I see so many business owners that are around 50K per month and they still send everything out themselves. They're sending out manual emails, they're sending out manual SMS. They are following up with leads and managing new leads that are coming into the CRM and pipeline manually. And it is just a shit show. What ends up happening is you end up scaling the business and you end up getting split across attention on your service delivery and dealing with clients, and then actually managing the leads that are coming through. And one of them suffers. You can't do both. Like, leads end up getting lost or clients end up getting annoyed because you're not really spending any time focusing on them. And ultimately you just get caught in this death loop where you don't end up growing. So if you can build systems to help you scale, I recommend doing it early, although at the time it may not seem to make any sense. But if you're planning to scale, which most of you watching this video probably are, then you should get it in early. We was doing it. We was dragging everything manually inside of our pipeline and our CRM, but we ended up building a smart system called the Grow System that now helps us massively simplify and automate absolutely everything. And AI is here to stay. So use it as much as you can inside of your business. It still amazes me how many people that are even going out there selling AI offers don't even use AI themselves. The next one is learning how to say no. So we ended up firing our biggest client recently, and it was very, very painful because they have paid us a lot of money over the last 2 years, but the time that they were taking away from us compared to the upside potential that they were actually giving us was insane. It's a huge company and they're just not aligned with our future goals. They don't fit into the master plan. So most people would have been like, hell no, am I gonna fire these guys? They're paying my bills. We were making, just for full transparency, around 25, 30,000 per month just from this one client. But like I said, they didn't fit in with the master plan, so we had to let them go. And a lot of people won't do this. They'll continue working with a client for as long as they possibly can, even if it doesn't align with the mission. Now, the reason why it's so important is, again, the distraction that comes with it, the allocation of resources, your time, and you're talking about something or dealing with a client that isn't really your perfect avatar of client. So again, it gets confusing, it gets messy, and you end up just falling out of love with the business. I see so many agency owners that are like, I hate my agency. I wish I started something different. And these guys are doing like 200K plus per month. And when you boil it down, the common factor is they're working with clients they don't enjoy working with. They haven't charged enough. They're not really delivering a service they actually care about. So always keep it top of mind. If you've got to say no, say no. If someone comes to you waving money at you and they're like, please work with me, I'm nothing like your ideal client, but I want to pay you and I want to work with you, say no. And if you're a YouTuber, this happens all the time. And I guess one more point to add to this, agencies in general get a terrible name. They are mostly pretty shit. They just churn through clients, they underdeliver, and they try to take on as many clients as possible. What we do is we work with 5 clients a month, and our goal is to smash it out of the park for those 5 clients every single month, meaning that they then stay on working with us. And that is why we are able to charge what we charge, because we actually deliver a good service, because we care about the clients we're working with, because we've handpicked them essentially. If you did want to work with us, link in the description, by the way. You do have to be making over 50K per month, just a heads up. The next one is focus on a limited amount of marketing channels. We end up splitting attention across all of this different outreach that we're doing, creating content, running ads, networking, and it all plays a massive part. But what you need to do is eliminate as much as you can to start with, know your audience, where they exist online and what channels they're on, and then focus on those channels. And only once you've perfected that channel should you then go elsewhere and try to scale. I know that we can take our business to 250, 500K per month just with YouTube and ads, nothing else. I don't need to be going creating short form content. I don't need to be, uploading on Instagram every day or on TikTok or doing lives on Instagram. I don't need to do it. It would help me, sure, but what it's going to do is split my attention and take my focus away from the channels that I'm really honing in on and trying to build right now, which is my YouTube channel, because it generates a lot of leads, and the ads. If I don't have time to create new ads and I don't have time to create new YouTube videos because I'm pissed farting about on Instagram trying to make a viral reel, then it just doesn't make any sense. So focus on the stuff that's actually going to work, get good at that, and then move it and translate it into other channels. And that goes with outreach too. Just focus on email and LinkedIn. You don't have to then be going out there sending out tons of messages on Instagram as well. Hope that makes sense. The next one is stop thinking that 100K per month is big. At the beginning of this video, I told you that we're making 6 figures per month. Some of you would have been like, wow, but some of you would have been like, who cares? And you need to be more like that person who says, who cares? Because guess what? 100K per month is not a big deal. It is not a lot of money. And I guess, look, it depends on your goals, but my goal is to be making way more than 100K per month. I personally feel like I should be making more than 100K per month. So I'm not exactly excited about the money that we're making right now. Maybe that's a limiting belief and something that I need to get over. But I do think that a lot of the time I see online is people fantasizing over earning $20,000 per month, and it ends up holding you back, especially if you're consuming that type of content. You end up watching these people that are making 20, 30K per month, and you like idolize them. You're like, oh my God, this person's a God. How has he done this? The reality is it's not that much money. There are people making hundreds of millions. You need to remove yourself from this idea. Otherwise, you're going to get locked to this like scarcity mindset, and it will actually cause you more harm than good. You need to remove yourself also from the noise of just the online space. As an agency, we're very, very small scale. And hopefully you look at this video and use me as a benchmark to say, he's done it, therefore I can do it. But your goal should always be much higher than this. The big agencies in the world charge millions per client every single year. I don't see them creating YouTube videos, bragging about that. Finally, keep it simple. Getting to 10K per month is simple once you follow the steps that I just mentioned to you today. Getting to 50K per month is simple. It just requires you to have the balls to actually price properly. Getting to 100K, $1 million per month, isn't that much different. You just need to keep things simple. And that is what we do at Unorthodox. And I think that is why we do so well. Because we keep things simple, we don't listen to the noise, we don't try to change things every day, we just stick to the plan and we focus on the stuff that is actually going to push the business forward. It allows us to actually make money. The saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Test stuff, yes, but you don't have to go and create new things every single day. You don't need some crazy funnel, you don't need all these bells and whistles and all this crazy stuff to go from 0 to 50K. Or even 50K to 100K, you just need a clear vision, a clear plan, a clear understanding on who you're trying to work with, and then just go and execute on it and stick to it. Stick to it for like 2-3 years. And a lot of people aren't going to want to hear that, but that is literally all you have to do. So look, those are the lessons for me. If you do like this type of content, let me know down below in the comments. We've just moved into a new place in Dubai, so I can finally start creating content again. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments if you like it. I'll make more videos like this. Also, if you have any questions for me, drop them in the comments too, and I will get back to you and help you where I can. If you want to work with Unorthodox, first link in the description. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.